first aid kits, this is really unacceptable. Most traditional first aid kits that you go to the store and buy, they're delinquent in what you need. So an Australian study looked at these. I think it was one of the kits was what had everything that you need in it, which is disturbing because they're there for an emergency. Right. So an emergency happens, you don't have what you need, well then what's the point?
You need to be able to be prepared for major bleeding, serious burn, fractures, and most of these kits just don't have.
The thing about the kits, not only is it just that they're not stocked, is you have to make sure that things aren't expired in here.
Yeah. Right.
My son, we were at home, especially at home, he cut his finger down to the tendon. And we went looking for the emergency kit, and everything had expired in there. So you have to keep checking everything for your office, for your home.
It too.
So did you put a tourniquet on and do a Kleinert repair with a double
he cut it down to the tendon. And he was actually bigger than me. Then he actually almost passed out, and I went down with him because I was trying to hold him back, and he was bigger than I was. But we took him to the emergency room. Yeah. And he had to get it. He had to actually have surgery to get it repaired.
One good point about these things, and I think this is really important if you look at a lot of the instructions in terms of what you should have in there. A reference card, who to call, burn control, poison control, somebody in an emergency, a family member. That's a really, really important thing.
I think that's the most important thing because, I sort of am going to take the other position here. You start putting too much stuff in there like a hemostat or whatever, people don't know what to do with that, and they may actually cause damage. So I think a first aid kit should be basic. Maybe beyond that is not a good idea.
But I do think there are certain things you need, and there are separate kits for maybe in your car, if you're traveling, versus home and office. And if you want to go to the doctorstv.com, we're going to have a list of all the things the American Red Cross recommends you have in your first aid kit. In addition to that, the American Red Cross has chapters across the country. You can get in touch with them, learn how to do CPR in case of an emergency. And that's a really important thing as well.
Absolutely.
And to get everyone started in our audience, we're going to send you home with this mini first aid pack from the American Red Cross. And all of these kits are available at the American Red Cross for purchase.